welcome back. I was going to talk about my crazy aunt a little bit more and some of my snobby aunt today, but after visiting my grandpa over the weekend, I kind of just want to vent a little bit about why I still fucking hate my dad. Yeah, it was nice seeing my grandpa. This is the grandpa on my mom's side of the family, and like I said before, like, I love my mom's side of the family. I don't associate with any of my dad's side because of all the crap that's gone on throughout my life. So let me just get to the story. So I go up there because I wanted to visit him before his birthday, because his birthday's today. So yeah, we went over there and we talked, and it's usually like I just let my grandpa talk because none of our family lives in Kokomo anymore, so I know he's probably like lonelier than he used to be just because no one comes over, because like the closest people were my family, so we would visit him a lot, but now that my family lives in a different state, they don't. Dogs. They don't visit anymore, so I always try to make a point to visit him every other month, basically, just to make sure he's okay. So we go up there and we talk, and like he and my husband get along really well, so they just talk about like work and politics and stuff. So at one point I just asked him, I was like, have you talked to my mom? Just because I'm curious, because like I said, I don't talk to my parents, but I'm just nosy, you know, it's a curse. And what happened was he was just telling me like, oh, your mom's been sick and blah blah blah, and like stuff I don't care about. And then he was like, well, I've been trying to like stop an argument from happening. And I was like, well, what do you mean? And he was like, well, your dad keeps like yelling at your mom, I guess, for me not going out there to put a wreath on your grandpa's grave. My grandpa on my dad's dad, not my mom's dad, obviously. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Why are they yelling at you? And he's like, well, your aunt's, crazy aunt and snobby aunt, went up to your grandpa's grave the other day, and the wreath that was on there is gone now, so they're wanting me to do it. And I was like, why do they want you to do it? It's not your family. You don't have to do any of that. Like, it's not your responsibility. And he's like, oh, I know, but I don't think they trust your aunts to do it. And my aunt and my uncle from my mom's side, one of them anyway, was like, we're not going to do it, like, it's not our responsibility, blah, blah, blah. And my grandpa's like, I would just do it on my own, but I can't see. So, like, my grandpa's vision is failing. Like, it's getting bad, so he can't drive, obviously. And he's like the grandpa you want, because he will bend over backwards for you with any kind of situation. And he likes to help people, and he's very prideful, so it's hard for him to kind of, like, accept that his eyes are going. So he doesn't want, like, assistance or anything, but then it just pisses me off that my fucking dad sits there and tries to, like, not only belittle my mom, as usual, but then, like, try to guilt trip my grandpa into putting a grave on my other grandpa's tombs. Like, I fucking can't even fathom words for it. Like, it pisses me off. And this was yesterday. Literally yesterday. Like, all the stuff I've been telling so far have been, like, in my childhood. This was yesterday. And it just, oh my god, I was so pissed. Like, of course I didn't really react in front of my grandpa because, you know, I respect my elders, but holy shit did I lose my mind on the way back to where we live now. Like, I was so fucking mad. Like, I told my grandpa, I was like, if you want, you can tell them that I'll do it, and then when it doesn't get done, they can just get mad at me. I can take the heat, I don't care. And he's like, no, I'm not gonna do that, like, I'll just find a way to do it. And I said, no, Grandpa, you don't have to do anything. It's not your family. You have no ties to them. Like, it's not your responsibility. But he won't, because he's too nice, so he'll probably do it anyway, even though my dad is a piece of shit and doesn't, like, my other grandpa was a piece of shit too, so I don't really care that he doesn't have a wreath on his grave. And, like, I know it's really shitty, but the last couple of years he treated me like garbage, and I don't care. I don't care. And just to add some more fuel to the fire here, the reason why that makes me so fucking mad is because anytime my family would need money, like to turn the electricity back on, or needed money for food, or whatever the fuck else my dad got us in, he would ask money from my grandpa, and my grandpa would give them money, no questions asked. He would just help them. And then my dad would shit talk my grandpa. And if I ever see my dad again, I will beat the fuck out of his face for all the years of that, because nothing would make me madder than my dad taking like a big chunk of money from my grandpa to pay for bills that he should have been taking care of for his family, but didn't because he's a piece of shit, and then turn around and be like, well, your dad's a piece of shit, talking to my mom about it. And it's like, I've never had so much hatred for someone, and like, you know, it's been a couple of years, so my hate has calmed down just a bit. Like, it's still there, but then just knowing, like, I'm trying to start this vlog thing, I guess, to like just talk about things that happened, and then the fact that I realize it's still happening to this day. Like, the piece of shit still hasn't fucking learned his lesson, and probably never will, because that's how narcissists are. They don't care. Their mentality is fuck you, got mine, and it's ridiculous. Like, oh my god, like, just knowing my grandpa will bend over backwards for anyone in the family, and even strangers, and, like, this man is getting on in years, and, like, it's not something I like to talk about, because, like, I love my grandpa, but, like, the reality of it is he's only gonna get sicker from here, I guess, is what I'll say. But the fact that this man is, like, older, and he can't drive by himself anymore, he has to have assistance with driving, and you sit there, and you can't even, like, say it to him. You have to go through your wife because you're too much of a pussy bitch to do it. Like, yelling at this man to put a grave on your father's tombstone. I really just want to, my husband's sleeping right now, and I'm really close to calling my parents and cussing them out over this. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that they think that my grandfather has any bearing in this, and why he should be forced to do it. Like, leave him alone. It's not his responsibility. It's also not his fault, nor my fault, nor anyone else's fault, that my father's sisters are fucking stupid. And they steal money too. So, I'm sure that if my dad, like, I'm sure that's what the reason is my dad doesn't trust my aunts to do it, because they'll probably take his money if he gave them any, which I doubt, because, you know, it's unbelievable. I cannot. Like I said, I wanted to try and curse less, but, like, this just makes me so mad. Oh, it's infuriating. Like, ugh. How dare you? You know, if you cared that much, fly up here and put the wreath on the gravestone yourself. Like, leave my grandpa alone. Because if it keeps happening, I'm going to have to fly down there and whoop ass. Like, that's how mad it makes me. And from what I've heard is they're supposed to be coming up here in August for my dad's school reunion, and if they try to come to my house, all hell will break loose. I'll tell you that much. So, it amazes me that I apparently made the correct decision in going no contact, because, I can't believe that. Like, I'm sorry that your dad passed away. You know, I guess I'm a little sorry for you. I wasn't even technically related to him, so I don't really feel bad. He wasn't my biological grandfather like this man is. And then, see, narcissists don't care. They don't give a flying fuck about anybody. Like, as long as you do what they say, then, oh yeah, you're in good graces. But even then, with my dad's case, that's not even technically true, because he talks shit about my grandpa as soon as he would give him money. Like, I don't understand people like him. Like, if you ask for help or just take money from people and you don't even say thank you, and then you shit talk someone, you're a piece of shit, and I hope you die a slow death. Like, oof. Nothing gets me madder. Nothing gets me madder than that. Like, I'm so glad we started going back to the gym after, like, the whole wedding, Thanksgiving shit was over with, because I worked out my anger. And, like, it's still there a little bit, but, like, I feel a lot better, and this is why I look like this, because we got back from the gym a little bit ago. Like, for instance, you want to know how good of a person my grandpa is? Like I said, he'll pay for anything, and, like, I don't ask him for any money. We're not in financial straits, so we don't have to ask for money, period, but I was talking to him yesterday, and my husband and I are doing the keto diet, which, is mainly fruits, veggies, and, or not fruit, I'm sorry, meat, veggies, and cheese, basically. And, it's technically a fad diet, but it works for me because it gets rid of the hunger pain. I never want to eat on it. So we were talking about how the butcher shop down the street from us is having, like, Christmas bundle sale, and, like, it was worth a bit of money, but it would be worth it because our grocery costs per month would go way down because we wouldn't be buying meat every other week. We would have meat for about 6 months is what it came out to. And we were like, well, it's a little bit of money, but we might as well do it. And my grandpa, no joke, was like, I could see his wheels turning to where he was about to offer to pay for it. And I squashed it. Like, I just changed the subject immediately because I knew he was getting close to being like, well, I'll just pay for it. And once he makes up his mind, you can't tell him no. Like, he's literally done, like, he'll offer to pay for something and I'll say no. And then he'll just give the money to whoever I'm with, and then they would give it to me, like, after we've left my hometown, so I can't even give it back. Like, it's that ridiculous that he'll just be like, nope, take the money. So once he's, like, decided on something, he's like, nope, you can have it, I don't want it, I don't need it. And, like, that shows how much of a good person he is, but, like, I wasn't about to do that. I can't, like, I didn't need help with it. Like, it's his money, I want him to spend his money on him. Like, it was, And that's just what fucks me up, is that I'm obviously way younger than my dad, and I have my shit together more than my dad ever did, and still doesn't have. Like, I'm honestly surprised he hasn't had to move back to our home state from not being able to pay for his house, because he's been kicked out of, like, 3 houses now in Florida, because he absolutely, and I swear this is true, he absolutely refuses to pay for rent, for the electricity, any type of bills, like, but he'll spend money on a Jaguar or a Cadillac, or whatever dumb shit else they don't need. Like, I can't deal with the stupid. This is why I don't talk to them anymore. Like, God, I just want to go back to the gym. I just want to go run my anger out. Which, luckily, I enjoy, so at least it'll help speed up the weight loss a bit, just because I'm going to run and start weightlifting, because I want to get rid of these, I don't even know, they're bigger than bat wings, I don't know what you want to call them, like Velociraptor. Oh my god, I don't know, dinosaurs, whatever, like, Dumbo ear-shaped arms, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, like I said, I didn't want to, like, jump all over the place, but fuck if that didn't make me mad. Just ridiculous. And, like, I really hope my aunt and uncle just don't take him. I really don't. I hope that it blows over and that my dad has to go put the wreath on himself. And, like, that's the other thing. It's a wreath to be put on a grave. Oh, and then he tried to accuse I don't know who he was actually accusing, he didn't say names, but, like, said someone took the first wreath off of his gravesite. And I really want to be like, do you realize that the cemetery that he is at cleans the grounds, like, every couple of months? We've known this for, I think, my entire life. Like, every person in my family that we've buried in 2 different cemeteries, they both have notices that they clean, like, every couple of months. That's just what it is. And so, just, like, of course it's not, like, the logical thing of, like, oh, maybe they cleaned off the grounds and that's why it's gone. It had to be, oh, someone stole it because someone's after me, you know? I swear. Ugh. And see, like, a lot of people, I really hope a lot of people don't have to deal with this level of stupid. Because, like I said, like, I'll get into all the shit my dad has ever done, so this will make more sense of why I'm so pissed off about it. But this just takes the cake. Like, you're yelling at a man who is basically blind to go do something for your family with no thank you, no, like, money for gas, no nothing. Like, straight up, if I needed someone to do something for me, I would give you money. Like, that's just who I am. Like, I feel like that's good karma. Me just being like, you need to go do this for me when you get, like, you have no bearing towards it, and I'm not going to pay you, I'm not going to say thank you, I'm not going to do shit, you're just going to do it for me because I said so. You will never catch me dead doing that. That's just not who I am. And I get pissed off if I do something for you for free and you don't say thank you at least. Like, I never expect money from anyone. I just don't. A thank you's all I expect. And I have some people in my life that don't even say thank you. And, like, I tell them, it's like, I really want to smack the shit out of you. But I let it go because as much as I cuss and seem like I'm an asshole, actually, I'm pretty nice. It's just, nothing gets under my skin quicker. Just being a piece of shit human being. Just, anyway. I'm gonna get off here because I need to clean my house, but I'll be back on track, but I just needed to vent for a minute while husband was sleeping and doggo was making more of a mess, so I'll be back soon. Thanks for listening.